Ora, vou-vos ler a história que um amigo meu escreveu e que é uma história verdadeira, passada por aí por 1972. A história está escrita em inglês. Chama-se Ali Baba and the 40 Gurus. The first time I felt like being in a foreign country was when I first arrived in Morocco. In Europe was 1972. All the modern European countries were just repetitions of themselves. But in the Maghreb, it was the year 1402, and the journey there was like an acid trip into the Arabian Nights. Women went covered on veils of diaphanous gauze and embraced by soft oily silks painted in exotic colors, and everywhere an abundance of gold and gems. Well, and then there were the scents, the rare scents, perfumes of patchouli, rose petals water, musk, lavender. We arrived in Marrakesh in late spring. That someday we got acquainted with Melucci. He was called the gin fixer of Jima El Fna. We sat on a tea house veranda, drinking very sweet mint tea and smoking sipsies of kif tabak, supplied by very old men that had the habit of passing their day drinking mint tea and sharing pipes. We had a bit of cash still and some stuff to trade, but what we did not have was a place to sleep. Salam alaikum, vous êtes français? No? English? Do you speak English? Melucci, with a big smile and eyes full of curiosity, was asking us questions. Yes, you do, I answered him. So he continued. Do you want kif, hashish? Do you have a room? No, I said, just to shut him up. But actually, we needed a place to live. So, I'll ask him if he knew of a room very cheap. Well, the very cheap is free, and that is impossible. But in Marrakesh, weird things are known to have happened. Melucci was a middle-aged man, bald, shorty, dressed in an old djellaba with a pair of big dark aviator sunglasses that he wear even at night. I know a place, he says. They call it Le Café Berbère. Melucci goes on. It only costs 6 dirham per room, and it will be very cheap because you pay by the room, but how many people you put in the room, that's up to you. There were 6 people in our family, so it was 1 dirham per head. It was very good. The specials in the family were Zingara, my daughter, she was 2 years old, Tara, my wife, she was 21. Lampadinha, my young brother of 15. And then there was the beautiful girl of 16 named Cucaracha. And she was supposed to be 2 months pregnant. So we all took very special care of her. And next to her was Pancho Villa, Pancho for his friends. He was 21 years old too. Next there was me, Don Locas, 22 years old on the spaceship Earth. Only by then I didn't know yet that it was a spaceship. That knowledge would come much later. Melucci walked us through the back streets around Gemayel Fna Square to the metal door of the Café Berber. We entered the boarding house by going up 10 steps made of stone and arrived in a patio with 7 doors to 7 rooms. Melucci introduced us to Hamed, the owner, and then we went to see the rooms. The one we chose was about 2.5 meters by 5 meters, and it was completely empty except for an old straw mat on the floor. There was enough space for all of us to lay down like sardines, one next to the other, and the 6 of us could all sleep. And still there was a bit of room in the floor for the luggage. During the day we sat against the wall, and in the middle we had space for a piece of cotton cloth that served as a table. The cooking was done outside on the patio, the same for washing, and then there was a WC in a corner. Tara and Cucaracha start to turn the room into a home. They start hanging little Indian pictures on the walls and made pillows with the luggage and the sleeping bags. Tara really had the skill to turn any place into a home, but with just a few touches. Pancho, Lampadinha, Melucci and I went to look for Ash. We met an old man in the square and he sorted us out. Melucci bought some vegetables to make a tagine, and we all went back to the hotel. The boys started to organize the cooking outside in the patio. I picked my guitar and start throwing some chords. Pancho prepares the first smoke. We brought it to me to light. I did it until it shined like a lighthouse of Alexandria. When the shillums start rolling, from the top of the minarets they start calling. Allahu Akbar! Mohammed Rasulullah! Next morning, the sun was like an orange on a baby blue sky. We wake up early and went together to the square, exploring for an excellent breakfast. We found a place where they serve us very sweet coffee and milk and the best beignets in the Medina. We sat down and started to make some plans. Our fortune in cash was very modest, but not even enough for a month's rent. We also had 2 big bags full of old out-of-fashion clothes that we knew we could trade for anything made in Morocco. We still had about 100 acids from Amsterdam, By then, Melucci had appeared from nowhere like a little dust devil that he was. He started to talk about his plans for us. Well, we did not like that at all, but we let him talk to see what he wanted. He told us his job was normally to engage in conversation with foreign tourists and offer them all kinds of help. The problem was, he said, that the tourists were suspicious of the Moroccans, so it would be a big help to the business if it worked like this. Mel would say to the tourist, "You know, man, right now I'm going to see some European friends of mine. They have been living here for a long time. Do you want to come? We can smoke some hashish, drink some tea. What do you say?" They would love the idea. No paranoia of being robbed, raped, or denounced to the police, so they had nothing to lose. They would come. And then they would think on top that if we were living there for a long time, then we will know where they can find the things they were looking for. And so they would be not in paranoia about us telling them to the police. They would buy the food and they would bring the ash. We would get a commission from the sale and we would make a pipe and smoke all the evening. On top we made music and it was a nice evening for everybody. After the coffee, we went to the souk to see what they had. We went into a labyrinth of small streets, passing dry nuts displays, little mountains of spices. Soon we saw a Tuareg. He was selling drums of all different sizes and types. We exchanged 2 synthetic shirts, Terry Lane, for 1 small and a medium clay bongo. We also traded 1 pair of jeans for a drabuka, a bigger drum. Now we're gonna get us a band. From then on, when we were in the room, we would be playing the drums. After a few days and having bought some more drums, we were becoming better and better. I would play the mini bongo or the guitar. Tara would play the medium bongo. Pancho played the drabuka. Lampadinha played the small clay bongo. And Cucaracha played the big end drum that we had put together with a cylindrical washing powder container and make a super bass drum. The more we played, the better we got. First we got the beat right, then we started to bring the voices in harmony. The guitar was there all the time in the background. After a few weeks, we were tied, really tied. Our sound was compact. Tara had an incredible soprano voice, and I had a volume that went up to 11. And we all together, we had Ritmo Loco. And the duende walked with us.